Hey everybody! Have you guys been on Twitter recently? Perhaps you've read the news? Visited Facebook like your grandparents? If you have, you've probably run into this one specific story that's been really blowing up lately, you know? I think you know the one I'm referring to. It's this one celebrity that's espousing some controversial views. You know, endorsing some actions that aren't exactly savory for everybody involved. You know, there's quite the controversy surrounding all of this. Of course, I am referring to Lindsay Lohan endorsing Pilk.
Nice. Ooh, naughty. Pepsi and Milk. Pilk.
Now, the first time I saw this cute little advertisement, my first thought was that society currently exists as a mockery of the human state. And as our corporate overlords gain more and more power over us, we become weaker, more complacent, more willing to engage in their sick, twisted fantasies. Also, I thought that it's just Pepsi and Milk, right? It can't be that bad. And apparently there's been a whole TikTok trend of doing it. So, what I'm thinking is, I might as well try it as well, right? How bad could it really be? But of course I'm not gonna stop just at Pilk, but let's just start with the classics. Lindsay fucking Lohan. Relevant as ever. You see, I have these 4 little nice drinking glasses. I have 4 of them for a very specific reason. That specific reason being that I don't have anymore. I also have this one here. This one's gonna be special. We'll save that one for later. So let's. I'm pouring in the Pepsi. I'm not pouring in a full glass. I'm not a fucking animal. So that should be enough. Essentially, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Essentially, I'm doing like a shot of a sort of cocktail. I will say, I fucking hate Pepsi. I have some Pepsi-related PTSD, some Pepsi traumatic stress disorder. I won't elaborate on that, but I will say it got fucking everywhere. But I really do like milk. So, the combination of the two should be at least, decent. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that looks Let me get a spoon and stir it up for us. Actually, what I've decided to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get myself a second camera going. Would you look at that? That looks absolutely... I mean, just looking at it like this, I mean, it sort of just looks like some chocolate milk. It smells very much like Pepsi. Here we go. You know, gotta say, it's not bad. You know, you have a bit of Pepsi to it, right? And it's like if Pepsi was a bit creamier and had a sort of bite afterwards, like a little bit of a tingle. It's not a usual soda tingle that you already feel in your mouth. It's only when you swallow and you sort of feel it in your back of your throat. It's not bad. I would say though that is one dirty soda. But like I said, I'm not just stopping at Pilk because that was fucking anticlimactic and shit. So, for a start, I'm gonna keep it simple. But we are going to have a bit of a gauntlet here. That's why I have 4 of these glasses, right? Because at the end, only 4 sodas will survive for the final challenge, so to speak. So this one, for now, staying at as it is. And for the obvious comparison, we're gonna try some Conch. and make some Cilk. The store did run out of regular Coke, so it is Coke Zero. This is going to be Cilk Zero, which, to be fair, might be a more interesting comparison to make, because, you know, people do say Coke and Pepsi, they're the fucking same thing. I don't think so. I do think Coke is a little bit better than Pepsi, but that is largely due to personal trauma, alright? So, here it is. The Coke. Whoa, look at that fucking beautiful thing. Doing one hand, I already spilled a little bit. Oh my god, why did I fill it up so much? This one's gonna be a bit milkier than the previous concoction. I guess I can have more of it this time. Oh, that is worse? It's not undrinkable. It's not unbearably awful. It's not good though. It tastes a bit like milk that is off and also fizzy. Like that is just bad milk. Which it might actually be. It's a bit of a chemistry lesson that I'm gonna give you a little bit later, but for now, between these two, despite my personal convictions that Pepsi does win out, we're not pouring out the Coke Zero yet. The Cilk Zero. My bad. Kvass. This is some truly Latvian shit. Now I will say I don't like all my kvass. I think it's kind of shitty. You know, it's not that good. But it is the only one that gets sold in a can. You know, when people were talking about Pilk here, right? They were talking about it, I'm gonna move it like this so I don't get confused. I will still get confused, but it's fine. You know, they were comparing it to root beer floats, right? And, now kvass isn't exactly root beer. It's pretty far from root beer, actually. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm making Kvilk, though. I'll be, oh wow, that is interesting. As you can see, the fizz from the kvass has sort of stayed on top. And, well, I guess I've mixed it in there pretty nicely. It does actually look more like some kind of drinkable thing. Cheers. Again, this one just sort of tastes like milk if it had an unfortunate aftertaste. It tastes like milk if it had depression. Let's just move right on to the next drink, and this one I'm actually looking forward to. This one I'm a fan of. Dr. Pepper. Again, they had run out of regular Dr. Pepper, so it's cherry Dr. Pepper, so it's a step down, if I'm being completely honest, but I still think it's pretty good. I like Dr. Pepper a lot. There's actually kind of an interesting story behind Pepsi? Am I fucking gagging? There's an interesting story behind Dr. Pepper, you know. The story goes that the inventor was really, smitten for this one girl, right? And her dad was a doctor. And so, the guy who invented Dr. Pepper, and is like, hey, check this out, hot chick's dad. I made this drink and called it the fucking doctor. The dad was not impressed and he never got together with a chick because the plan was fucking stupid. I'm not recording this because this again just sort of looks like chocolate milk. All of these look very similar. The kvass one is the only one that's had this special tint to it. But hell, oh well. Dr. Pilk. Cherry Dr. Pilk. Let's go. the Dr. Pepper side of it isn't very prominent. It's there, but it's mostly the cherry that gives it the flavor. So I have to say, so far, it might be the best one. And so far it's like a low A, high B tier. And I have to say that the first loser is going to have to be Coke Zero. It's not staying in our gauntlet. You can get fucked. Miss Cousine. 7-Up. I don't like 7-Up. I think it's one of the worst fucking sodas, below Pepsi, below all of them. I think 7-Up tastes like absolute dog shit. It's basically just sugar water. But I will say, it is our first clear concoction element. Here we go. This is the 7-Up, and we're about to create 7-Ilk. And it goes in. Oh, that did not look healthy. Oh, that looked... Did you guys catch it when it sort of poured in? It sort of looked like something being released into the water. Something white and cloudy. I don't know how much I like that. We're not here to judge based on looks. It's like how Martin Luther King Jr. said, bottoms up. That one's very firmly the worst one. Oh my god. I did say I fucking hated 7-Up. This is like someone regurgitated 7-Up and released it into my mouth. It's like I'm being mama birded 7-Up. More than with any of the other ones, it's like it's lingering. Why is it lingering so much? I am sort of noticing a flaw with my whole 4-glass system, in that I can only pour one out at a time, and also it is entirely possible that some of the flavor is affected by the fact that I'm having to wash it out all the time. It's going to be like a little bit of a watery texture to it. But I don't give a shit, so... Like I mentioned before, there's a bit of a chemistry lesson to be learned about mixing milk with different sodas and liquids and stuff. Because as you may have noticed, I don't have any energy drinks here. I briefly considered Red Bull, and then I went, oh right, there's that thing that happens. Because if you drink some milk, and you drink some Red Bull afterwards, your tum-tum gets upset. Why is that? That is because Red Bull is an acid, and milk is base as fuck. When you combine those two things, you get a neutralizing chemical reaction and the milk gets curdled. It essentially immediately spoils. Like, I will drink all of this and have the shits later. I am not drinking curdled milk. Or am I? Because the next drinks we have up are a Sprite and a Fanta. Both of these contain citrus fruit, allegedly. Fanta's got orange, Sprite has got lemon in it. Sort of. They have concentrates. Orange concentrate, lemon and lime concentrate. I have no fucking clue what that's going to actually do. This is uncharted territory. I didn't Google this. I Googled the Red Bull thing, and so I could feel clever on camera. This is going to be different. Oh boy, oh boy. So here goes the Fanta itself. There's also a fun story behind Fanta. Did you know that? The reason Fanta exists is that the Nazis wanted soda, and they couldn't get it imported during the war. So they invented Fanta. which is highly relevant because I think this qualifies as a war crime. Alright, so we mix it up a little bit, we mix it up, it looks creamy, and it smells orangey. I'm not seeing any lumps in it yet. Oh no, is that fizz on the side of it, or is that, I'm not a bitch. Oh! Oh no, that is sour. I don't know how much of that is sour because it's spoiled, and how much of it is just a bad idea to mix milk and orange juice. That's pretty bad. But I'm not gonna pour it out. I'm actually going to use, for the last one, our special wine glass. You know, despite the lemon limeness, I'm pretty confident after the Fanta, it's not going to curdle. It's just going to be gross. And it's going to visually probably be very similar to the 7-Up. I don't expect it to necessarily taste like the 7-Up. In fact, I very much hope that it doesn't. So we know at least, I gotta say about the Fanta, we do have evidence that the Nazis were wrong about something. Mixing something like this in a wine glass. It feels fucked up. Is it fucked up? I think it's kind of fucked up. It makes me feel a bit elegant though, so eh. It's not... I want to say it's not as bad as the 7-Up, but... No, I will say this. The initial flavor is probably worse than with the 7-Up. But it isn't lingering. It's a very much a one and done thing. It tastes like someone just did a huge loogie into your milk, but it doesn't stick with you. So that's been the drinks. That's if I had to rank them, I would prefer not to. I believe I would say that the Dr. Pepper, as I had more or less expected, is at the top. The Kvass, probably the second one, but it's already in the fucking C tier. And Fanta was the worst one so far. Because, excuse me one second. Because there's a reason behind me doing it as a sort of gauntlet, right? And that reason is, well, we know how they taste individually, but what if we combine them into the ultimate Pilk beverage? Of course, we're missing a few ingredients here, and I could pour them in again, but it wouldn't be quite the same concoction. We're going to have the classic Pilk, Kvilk, Cherry, Dr. Pilk, Filk, and Sprilk, combined into this word that I'm going to put on the screen now, which you can try to read out. This is going to suck because I have to pour it out of these shitty fucking glasses. I'm not going to pour the entire things in there because it won't fit. Ooh. There goes the Kvilk. Ooh. And to top it all off, the creme de la creme. Cherry Dr. Pilk. Now, guys, be honest with me. If this was served to you, if somebody served you this at like a cafe or something, you'd think, this looks quite yummy. This looks kind of like some kind of It's been nice knowing y'all. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? No! No! this is not the best one. This is... It's like the flavors are mixing together. There's that little bit of cherry tang. The orange, I don't really feel it at all, except it's more zesty, I guess. It's the Fanta and the Sprite. It adds that little punch, that little tongue punch, you know? And then the kvass, it sort of adds this lingering fizz to it, and I think I just made the ultimate Pilk!